Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Roxanne. We are backstage at Download Festival 2022. Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes play tonight. Frank and Dean join me now. How are you, gentlemen?
We're great.
Excited.
Yeah.
Really excited.
Yeah, it's got to be really, really nice actually being back. Everyone's kind of been saying this, haven't they? We've had a couple of years off with festival stuff. We're now back and in one of the biggest in the country. This has got to feel extra good, really, being back at this one, right?
It's overwhelming. I won't lie. Like
Yeah.
it's very overwhelming.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like
agree.
really excited. Yeah, like we've been talking about it a lot. Like you don't get opportunities like this very often. When someone steps up and says to you, like, you know, now it's your chance to, like, here's a headline slot, you know. Fuck, you've got one shot at that. So I've been doing like 100 press-ups a day every year for the past month. I'm ready, man. I'm gonna smash the place up.
I love that. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, you'll have memories as well from last year because you got to headline the pilot event, which was such a unique. I mean, I want to get your reflection on that really because it's obviously from so many reasons the most unique festival I've ever been to. It was such a strange but joyful event and a weird kind of place in time. What's your memories of that particular day?
Well, the problem is we don't have any. This is honestly the weirdest thing.
I'm not kidding. It's crazy. It's
Photos
crazy.
and videos because it was so. I think we were just like starved of adrenaline. Played
Yeah.
that show. I remember all I vaguely remember is it feeling amazing, but I genuinely. It was like you come off stage and I remember that feeling like my first show. It was extreme.
I literally, I remember walking on stage and walking off.
Yeah.
I've actually no memory of the show whatsoever.
It's crazy.
It just was like completely like censored out of my brain for whatever reason. And I've watched it back, like, and it's it was amazing. It was a great show. It was amazing.
played it,
So much fun.
didn't
Yeah, oh yeah, it happened.
I was there. You
It
played
fucking
it. Don't worry.
happens,
You
yeah.
played
Next day
it.
my body knew that I
Yeah,
played it.
yeah. But it was just there was something about it, and I feel like that was also one of those big moments, and I think my body just didn't know what to do with it. Tonight, I'm gonna remember this for
Absolutely.
a fucking long time. So yeah, I'm gassed.
Man,
I'm
it's
excited.
exciting getting back to live shows, and particularly when obviously you've had the album out. And I like to, especially when it's been out a few months, I like to always get bands to kind of just reflect a little bit because now, of course, not only have you seen the reactions that we had online and everything, you've actually been able to get them out on stage. You've actually been able to play some of them in front of the people, and that's a whole different ball game. Then you're seeing what they really think of it, what's making them move. What's that experience been like, and what have you learned?
It's wild. Like
Yeah.
when you make an album, you go and you do your first week with it.
Yeah.
You do your release week, and it's like, and you play as many of those songs as you can because you're gassed, and no one knows them. So they stand there, and it's just normally we played them, and they just kicked off. They honestly, people were having it over a song that had been out for like an hour,
Yeah.
and do you remember we were like looking at each other like, holy shit, there's something happening here, and then. We haven't been able to tour it.
Yeah.
The last tour we did is just, man, it's been crazy. So tonight, this is the start of our summer.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
this
the
is
start
it.
of our summer. It's like, you know, it's bittersweet because I love the Distillers. They pulled out and they that made room for us. And it's like, and now we're just gonna crack on. We're just gonna absolutely dismantle this place.
Yeah, it's exciting, man. It's
Yeah.
really, really exciting to see you do that. I want to touch a little bit on the album because, you know, I talked to you before a little bit about a couple of the collabs, but a few we didn't mention that we didn't know about back then. You were still teasing it. Let's mention
shit.
Cassiette first, who, of course, you brought out of that pilot film. Tell me about putting together that track and how that one came to be.
She come to the well. We've known of Cass for a long time. She's one of the best voices in rock and roll. I think, like. Incredibly underrated. I think we were lucky to get in with her when we did, to be honest, because in a couple more years, like, I don't think anyone will be able to, you know. But it's hilarious because she just come to the studio, 9 in the morning. I'd not even warmed up, and she was like, "Okay, what do you want me to do?" And we played it through, and she's like, "Okay, yeah." So, and I was like, "We want it to be high," and she's like, "Yeah, cool." So, all right, I'll be right back. She goes out, has a cigarette, and I'm thinking, what, like. She just walked out. Is she coming back? And then
do an octave higher than your one, yeah. And we're like, oh no, if you want to try that.
yeah, if you want to try that, yeah. And then she come back in and just did it, and then she told me, she's like, okay, I'm gonna do another one, but I'm gonna clench my bum. Yeah. That's what she said, and she hit this note that is just like still. I don't know how the fuck she did that, but amazing what a cigarette will do first thing in the morning.
There you go.
I was there. I was like, maybe I should start smoking. This is crazy. It's wild.
The first pro-smoking ad we've seen in a
God, can you
long
imagine?
time.
Yeah,
There it
yeah,
is,
fucking hell.
all coming together. And I've got to mention Big Bobby
Don't
Gillespie
smoke.
as well. Yeah, don't smoke, kids. There you go. Don't smoke. Gotta mention Big Bobby Gillespie as well, because what an absolute legend in all respects. Tell
The
me about
Bobby
getting to
Gillespie
work with
day.
that legend.
It's still my favourite studio day I've ever had.
I can
I'm
imagine.
not sure it'll ever be beaten, really.
Yeah.
No.
Because he also had just enough air of mystery to him that we weren't sure until he sang whether we were going to actually... He was very much just like, yeah, put some music on and like we'll have a chat and talk about it. And he was like, I don't know if I've got any lyrics, so maybe like, yeah, I like this tune, I'll come back. And he was like, actually, got any paper? And there was like a recording contract lying around or something.
Someone had left their basically record deal,
Right.
and I just gave him the paper, not thinking. Like,
As soon
just,
as he
I
said
found
I haven't
some.
got lyrics, I was like, oh, okay, he'll come back then, hopefully.
Yeah,
fingers
well,
crossed.
maybe, because it was just literally a day of like, come and listen to some
Yeah.
songs, you know. And he went into the studio, the live room, and just was scribbling like frantically on this like 4 sheets of paper, and just wrote like lyrics around the song that made the song. Like, you know, he wrote more lyrics than I did for that song. And it was just, it blew my mind. It actually like blew my mind watching it happen.
But everything was just so kind of, he was like, yeah, let's throw up a mic and like maybe I'll give one a go. And like every time he did that, you were kind of like, oh, hold on, it's actually, we're doing it. Like it didn't at any point feel like we had agreed to like start recording or. And I remember just like cheekily filming on my phone because he was facing the other way, like just in his own space. And I was like, I need this moment.
Yeah, I gotta remember this one. That's
and
so cool.
He left, and then I realised, I was like, oh man, he's left the lyrics here, and I like ran out and up the stairs. You've left your lyrics, and he's like, oh no, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep them. He's like, yeah, it's fine. And then I got them, and I went back into the room with you, and we turned them over, and it was someone's record deal.
That's so funny.
That's the best thing ever.
That's the most rock and roll
so
thing.
now
I
I've just got them at my house.
Yeah, frame that shit,
Yeah, it's
man.
framed.
That's
Yeah,
absolutely
I love it.
brilliant.
It was incredible though, wasn't it?
That's
Yeah,
so great.
it was a very special moment.
No, what a lovely, lovely collab to have. Before I let you go and get ready for this set, we need to mention you guys are not just merchants of rock and all those things. You got your own card game we're talking about today. Now, this I gotta be honest, it was a surprise. I did not see this coming, but knowing a few people, including the man behind the camera, by the way, who is massive fan of all these types of things, I know what a big deal it is. Tell me about where this idea came from and why you decided to develop it.
It was born on a flight to our first tour, basically.
It was Sum 41 back in 2016, maybe.
Oh wow, we're going back a bit.
The
Okay.
Kerrang tour.
Yeah.
Right. What, we 4 prototypes later.
Yeah, and then Sadeem was like, I've got this idea for he's like, you played card games, right? And I was like, yeah, and he just told me this idea, and then we developed the game on the flight. By the time we got to Ireland, we went to Smith's, bought a pack of cards, and I made like a really rough prototype, and we played it, and it actually just worked. So
Wow.
we've been developing it for a few years and playing with friends and family, and everyone really likes it.
That's great.
So it kickstarts July 2022.
Nice.
We'll see how it goes, but I love it. It's just a fun game. It's really, really good learning as well. It's a word game, so it's great for lyricists.
Nice.
Like, I don't know how many more ways I can sell the damn game.
Well, give me the
but
pitch, because I'll be honest. I'm not being a big card game guy. I'm saying I'm against them in any way. Just never really play them. Give me the pitch. Give me
like
the.
you're against them?
I'm not. I mean, well, I would never say that. I would never say that. Not when we're plugging right here.
Your
Come
whole
on now.
job is talking.
Absolutely.
Your life is words.
Yes.
It's a word game.
Oh, here we go.
And
So
there's
it's
gonna be a bunch
developing my
of-
skills.
There's going to be a bunch of words in there. Yeah, it is, because so basically, I'll give
tell
you
me the
really, really
concept.
quickly. You have a card, and
Okay.
on the card is 2 words, right? They're different colours, and those are the ways that you play the game. The colours are the game types, right? But basically, all you've got to do is you've got to guess the words on my card.
Right.
Right? Really simple. But I give you a clue. And that's the fun bit. Is like, for you, you've got to give someone a really obscure clue or an easy clue if you want
Right.
to give the card away. And so it's really interesting to see like where people's minds go. And it's also really, really funny to like watch people like really fail. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
That's always a
like
good part.
catastrophically just get it wrong, and then it gets into the debate stage, which is brilliant.
And we
And
built in, there's loads of like traps and there's negative scores and stuff just so when you
I
get
like a
settled,
negative score in a game, you know.
yeah,
I
so
do
just-
enjoy
if
that.
the clue feels easy, it's like, oh, maybe they're trapping me, but then maybe they're double bluff. Basically, it's just a constant chaos and like.
That's great.
Yeah,
yeah, that's it. Dean had this amazing idea for a word game, and then I was like,
Then Frank went
guess what? We can make this horrible. So I think the tagline that I came up with, like, word game for the ruthless, and then Dean came up with fun for none of the family, which is like, and that's the vibe.
Fun for
It's
no
like,
ages.
Yeah,
That's the
literally,
one.
like, yeah, it's good fun. It is actually like, it's really. I mean, I play it with my daughter, and she just thinks it's like the funniest thing ever to rhyme.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and she likes sneaking a little swear word every now and again. So it's it's
Like
good
all
times.
kids. I love that, man. That's fun. Well, I mean, yeah, look forward to playing that. Genuinely, I will definitely try that out. Oh, please do. Please do. And definitely get the man behind the camera because he's a big card game guy. But in the meantime, like, genuinely looking forward to the show tonight. Really, really excited for it. All the best to you guys, and we'll catch up again soon, I'm sure.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having
Good
me.
to see you guys. Frank Carr and the Rattlesnakes, everybody.